You know it's a bad sign when the biggest moment of your career is getting roasted by the internet before your movie has even premiered. And somehow, every time she speaks, it only adds fuel to the fire. What began as a promising rise to stardom quickly spiraled into one of the most talked about public meltdowns in recent memory. And the wild part, no one needed to cancel her. She managed that all on her own, with a smile, a mic, and a healthy dose of delusion. So how did Rachel Zegler go from Spielberg's Golden Girl to Disney's biggest PR disaster? Because her downfall wasn't just a misstep, it was a full-scale crash and burn. And while calling it deserved might sound harsh, that's exactly how much of the internet sees it. So between Disney's strategy and Rachel's own choices, why does this collapse feel almost satisfying to some? Let's unpack it. Before the headlines, the viral clips, and the collective "we're over it" from the internet, Rachel was just a theater-loving girl from New Jersey. Born in 2001 to a Colombian mother and a Polish father, she was the kind of student who sang Broadway ballads at lunch. She had real talent. No one questions that. She could sing, act, and probably quote her Hogwarts house without being asked. Then came her breakout moment. In 2018, Steven Spielberg was casting for his remake of West Side Story. Out of over 30,000 auditions, Rachel, a complete unknown, landed the lead role of Maria. It should have been the beginning of a Hollywood fairy tale. And for a while, it was. Critics applauded her performance. She landed high-profile interviews, walked major red carpets, and was hyped as the next big thing, maybe even the next Anne Hathaway. But then, the issues started. And they didn't come from a bad movie. They came from her mouth. Her first real misstep wasn't during an interview. It was on Instagram. When she wasn't invited to the 94th Academy Awards, Rachel took to social media to vent. But instead of a quiet disappointment, she went full tantrum mode, posting like the Academy had forgotten her birthday. What happened next? The Oscars caved. Not only did she get an invite, she was given a presenting slot, all because she complained publicly. That's not empowerment, that's entitlement. And at that moment, the internet started to take notice. Maybe this girl wasn't built for the spotlight. After West Side Story, her next major gig was in Shazam 2, a DC sequel nobody was really asking for. When asked why she took the role, Rachel responded with, "I needed a job. I'm being so serious." She actually said that during press for the film. This wasn't some low-stakes indie. It was a blockbuster superhero movie. Maybe at least pretend to care. The film flopped, and the blame didn't fall on the writing. It landed squarely on the awkward press tour. In 2021, Disney cast Rachel as Snow White, the iconic face of their princess legacy. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a career-defining role, and she wrecked it before the first trailer even dropped. Rather than celebrate the classic, Rachel used her platform to criticize the original. She called the prince a stalker and said Snow White didn't need saving. "We absolutely wrote a Snow White that is not going to be saved by the prince. She's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be." That sentiment might have landed if she hadn't delivered it with the tone of a smug Twitter thread. She insisted the film was made for modern audiences. Translation: if you like the original, this version isn't for you. That message sparked serious backlash. People on the right hate the star of this movie, but it feels like even she doesn't like her own character. Rachel came across as whiny, out of touch, and smug. And it wasn't just conservative circles criticizing her. Disney fans, parents, progressives, even her own audience, were like, what is she even saying? That interview turned into the viral red carpet moment, the one where she casually dismissed the entire Snow White legacy. It wasn't just cringy, it was a career killer. With cameras rolling, audiences weren't just annoyed, they were outraged. This wasn't seen as bold or progressive. It was disrespectful. And Rachel, she looked like she was loving every minute of it. Well, yes, I absolutely am. While Rachel seemed proud, Disney was scrambling. They postponed the film by a year, brought in new PR handlers, rewrote her talking points, and reportedly told her to stop talking altogether. But she didn't. In the middle of the backlash, Rachel gave another bizarre interview, this time comparing herself to the Winged Victory statue at the Louvre. The Winged Victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see. It was unintentionally hilarious. One of the most embarrassing clips to come out of the whole saga. But things only got worse from there.